Hey guys, it's Tuesday the 15th, about 76 degrees inside. It's gonna be a beautiful day. I think the high is gonna be around the mid 80s or something like that. Well, hell, I guess right there tells probably the next 4 hours or whatever. But anyway, yeah, mid 80s. There's a door gap that I worked out. Went ahead and put all metal in there. Just a skim coat over the imperfections of the weld, basically. And right here, it looks, that's just black. It almost looks like a big gap, but it's not. It's just where the black is still on there. Makes it look weird. Anyway, yeah, that's it. So, haven't really thought out what I'm gonna do today. Alright guys, that's sanded down 180. I just did a soft block. The panels are already straight, so there's no need to try to straighten them out anymore. So yeah, just 180 real quick with a soft block, and now I'm going to clean it up with wax and grease remover and spray me about 4 fat coats of primer on it, high build. So that's where I'm at. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, there it is. Got 3 good coats. You can get 4, but it's gonna work perfect. And I went ahead and guide coated it. Tom, thanks for the guide coat. Used the stuff you gave me. Last final coat, went ahead and sprayed it on there. Watched a guy, he used to work at a body shop. He owned his own shop for a while, and he'd always, as soon as he laid that last coat of primer down, he'd go ahead and spray the guide coat in it while it was still wet. And I don't know, it seemed to work for him. He blocked the car straight as hell. So anyway, there you go, and it looks fantastic. I'm so happy with this. Anything that was in there is gone. Well, it was gone when I blocked out the epoxy before I put this, high build on. So, man, this thing's going to be so nice. I'm so excited about how the potential for this to turn out. I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, but at this point, it's just, it looks so good. So, if I can make the rest of the car this nice, man, it's going to be something I can be proud of for sure. So, anyway, I'm probably going to go eat some lunch. It's about a little after 2. I was going to say, just a tip, read your tech sheets on your primers, on, all that kind of stuff. I read the tech sheets on this, and it says, and this is like just basic high build primer, but it's real thick solid high build primer, and it's 85 degrees or so in here, and that stuff kicked quick. I mean, I knew I had 30 minutes according to the tech sheets, but you really starting to push it at about 20 minutes because it started thickening up on me. And the last coat I was putting on, man, it wasn't liking it at all. I had to turn the pressure up, and then I had to hurry to clean my gun out because I was afraid it was just all going to start setting up in my gun. But I made it, and you might be safer depending on your temperature, putting 2 fat coats on it and then letting that set up and then coming back and putting 2 more fat coats on it or something like that if you're wanting to do 4 coats. I'll block this. My goal is to block this down with 180. Then I'll switch over to 320. Then I'll go 400 and 600. So that's the plan. But I'm not gonna touch this for, hell, I probably won't even touch it again because from what I understand what he's wanting to do, I'm gonna get this car all basically like it sits right here, the whole car. And then I'm going to give it back to him. He's going to put the motor and the transmission. He ordered 6-speed for it. He's got, a lot of stuff he's going to do. Because he said, inevitably when you start putting your motor in, doing stuff, you're going to, there's going to be some hiccups. You're going to have a little bit of this and that. So my thought is, if I leave it all in this primer like this with all this guide coat on it, if he does dent it, or if he does, you know, do something, whatever the case, scratch or whatever, when I start blocking it, I'll find it. So that's the plan right now. So we'll see how that works out for us. But I'm for sure going to spray the interior, all the dash. He wants it gloss black. I'm going to spray all that myself. All these rails, the door, all these deals in here. You can see in the 67 Camaros, they're all metal. So I'll do all the body work on that, get that all set up, blocked up, primed up, and then I'm going to go ahead and spray that in gloss black. And same with the dash and everything. So you know, and we'll just see how it works out from there. Hopefully we can find a painter. Hopefully the other guy that I used to work with will paint it. Because like I said, this is not the perfect area to paint a car. So I know a lot of good, nice paint jobs have come out of a shop just like, you know, this, or less, out of a garage. So not knocking that, it can happen. But to have a nice booth and all that stuff is going to be your best bet for not having a bunch of nibs and dirt and trash and bugs and flies and everything else that wants to fly. I don't know what it is about clear coat, but flies love it. I absolutely love it. They will land every chance they get right in your clear coat. Hey guys, I just moved it outside in the sun, blew it all off. You can see the overspray from the primer. Like I said, that doesn't even matter. But yeah, figured I'd let it sit out here and blow it off, and then let it kind of bake a little bit. Of course, I got the sun up that direction, so I need to actually flip it around, and it's hard to see. It's hard to see anything now because the primer is a dull, and then of course I sprayed the black guide coat in there. But yeah, I got to put this panel back on. All I've got to do, the rear filler panel, is weld it like a couple places here, and then I got to weld it down here, and it's pretty much, it'll be done. Of course, finish that. This here is pretty much done. I just got to sand all that down and epoxy prime it once I get that done. And then of course I got to fix that gap still. The front end is going to be pretty easy, I think, other than having to do the firewall deal, and I think that probably won't be too bad either. But a couple little things. These panels don't, like here, they'll line up just right, but when you put the bolt in, they don't line up, so I have to elongate that bolt to get it to actually sit in there right like it's supposed to. Basically, this is just kind of sitting in here right now. It's not really even bolted in, but sucks getting fat. Go eat something and I try to bend down and I can't hardly talk because my belly's pushing up on my diaphragm. But nobody's fault but mine. I gotta do some push-aways from the table, I think. So there you go. Love it, love it, love it. When it gets in all one color primer, it'll look really cool. Of course, the wheels aren't much, but they're working good for what we're doing. I had overspray all over them and everything else if I had nice wheels. I told them I'd like to put my center lines that I got on my Camaro on this, just to give it that mean ass look. And he's got one tire here that's pretty nice sized, but then this one here is kind of a weenie tire. So man, tires make a difference for sure. But yeah, I don't know what time it is now, probably 3:30 or so. Not real sure what I'm gonna do. Hey guys, I decided to play with the trunk lid. It's been sitting in the floor, and I want to get it up and get it out of the floor. So I thought, well, I got to do it anyway. And you can see I blocked on it a little bit. This has been some time ago. And it's got a little bit of ripply stuff here and there, but that's really not that bad. One thing though is this right here. These holes, I'm assuming are for, well, I'm not assuming, I know they are, they're for the spoiler. But why they're all bent up like that, I have no idea. And they're bent up pretty good. Big high spot. I mean, they're just really high. I don't know how well you can see that. Which I thought, you know, no big deal. I can tap that down with a hammer. Dolly on the backside. Not so much. Maybe like that. Somebody just decided to hack this up real good. So the fact that I'm trying to do such a good job, I can't really leave that like that. Now I'm gonna assume that this is probably something like this. If anybody has any, like Tom, you can look at your trunk and tell me. And that's not even, you can see that's for like just a little Camaro nameplate. But I'm assuming from the factory that's probably what those were. And I'm gonna guess this car didn't have a spoiler from the factory because somebody decided to just beat the shit out of it and hack the metal up real bad, take a pair of pliers and twist it up. Hell, I don't know. But that's where it bolts through, where the nut goes through the back side of it. But you know, like I said, I like to know if it's about like that. I'll get me a hole saw. I'll weld this all shut and actually make a proper hole here and there to where it looks a little more like factory. Because like I said, you go to these car shows and stuff and you pop the trunk and the car looks great. Well, hell, you can't have that. That's just horrible. So yeah, that's more work that I wasn't really thinking about too much. But you know, it's always something. So yeah, anyway, somebody kind of give me the measurements on that, give me an idea how big that hole is. These are supposed to be. I'm gonna just cut that out, weld the patch panel back in there and drill me out a brand new hole. Because and another issue that I have is I can't really get to that. Can't get a dolly in there, so I think what I'm gonna do is once I cut this out, I'll go ahead and get me something that I can fit down in there and tap that down. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make some patches for this. But anyway, just a little heads up. I'll probably play with this for a little bit, and you know, everything's got to be done, so I don't guess there's got to be any specific order. This just looked like something to do, and it was sitting there, and I can do it on a stand. I don't have to, you know, lay on my back or crawl around or whatever to get to anything. I can just do it here and block it out and get it nice. But all right, guys, I'll probably end this video today. I'm gonna come back out here and probably play tomorrow too. Probably get into some more of this here. Yeah, you guys have a good one. I'll see you.